I just want to clear one thing up. I am not Mrs. Maisel. Every single person I told I was doing stand-up, the first thing they said would, oh, like Mrs. Maisel. That would be like if I were going into advertising, if you said, oh, like Don Draper from Mad Men. Actually, the reason I got into comedy is because my sister gave me the biggest compliment. She lives in Boston, and she's actually here tonight. And she told me that whenever we get together, she has to wear a diaper. She's wearing one tonight because I make her laugh so much. And I feel like it's my responsibility to help fill up that diaper. So I recently turned 50, and when I say recently, I mean give or take a couple of years. I will try any anti-aging cream that you give me. The other day, I went into Blue Mercury makeup shop. I had sucker written on my forehead. Turns out they have a cream for that. And I bought it. So back in my 30s, when I wasn't caring about anti-aging cream, I was trying to have kids. My husband and I went through infertility, and apparently I have bad eggs. So we had to use donor eggs. The great thing about that is I now have twin 15-year-olds from donor eggs. Woo-hoo! The other day, I take one of my kids into the dentist. The dentist looks in her mouth, she finds 2 extra teeth. She's like, in my 20 years of dentistry, I've never seen that before. And I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking to myself, that's not me. That's the donor. My son came home with a bad math grade. I did really well in math. That wasn't from me. That's the donor. Another great thing about donor egg is the whole the birds and bees story. My story to my kids did not take place in a bedroom. It took place in the doctor's office. You've got the sperm, you got the egg, the doctor puts in me, and boom, you are born. So a couple of years ago, my son came out as transgender. The first thing my husband and I did is told him we loved him no matter what. The second thing we did is some remodeling in the house. We now have a male bathroom, a female bathroom, a trans male bathroom, a trans female bathroom, and a gender neutral bathroom. Because we can't all go to the bathroom in the same place, right? My transgender son wrestles for his high school team. Boom, college essay written. The other night, I got a text from my husband. He's 2,000 miles west, 30,000 miles up on his way to California. This is what the text reads. Hitting lots of turbulence. He knows I hate to fly. Did I mention this text also went to my kids? Hitting lots of turbulence. I text him back. Honey, I got this. I call United. Press 1 for new reservations. Press 2 for existing reservations. Press 3 if your husband is hitting lots of turbulence. I recently finished reading Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. Who doesn't love Michelle Obama? I'm 3/4 of the way through the book, and this phrase that I see in every single book is there. The small of her back. I thought I was safe with Michelle. I don't even know where the small of her back is. Is it up here? Is it down there? I've never heard anyone in just general conversation saying, oh, can I touch you on the small of your back and then kiss you? I did hear that Random House lost a bet to Simon & Schuster Publishing, and Random House has to put that in every book that they publish. So I've also just finished reading this article about female terrorists. You know, there aren't that many female terrorists now, and there's a reason. There used to be many more, but it got out of what the torture was to these female terrorists and what they would do to them. Basically, they would put them in a small room. They would give them this dinky little robe that barely ties. They would tell them to undress from the waist up. They would tell them to take off their deodorant. They would put their left breast on this hard metal plate, and 500 pounds would come down on their breast, and they would tell them not to breathe. The weight would go up, and they would do it to the other breast. And word got out, and so that's why there are no more any female terrorists. So my husband and I are doing a little more volunteering, and we started doing volunteering with our synagogue. Our synagogue and our church were helping to relocate this Congo refugee family. And we actually went over there the day of, so it was a church and a synagogue, and the church actually was responsible for their housing, and the Jews were responsible for their food and making sure the kids got into good schools. So my husband and I went there the second day they were in the country, and our job was basically to show them how to use a stove, what a refrigerator does, and then a couple of weeks later, we went back, and our synagogue had done a clothing drive. And so we went back to see them, and it was so nice to see. The mom was in the kitchen making a spaghetti dinner in her Lululemon outfit. Her daughter was outside riding her bike with "I Danced the Night Away at Emma's Bat Mitzvah." And her son was doing homework at the table with a "Love is Love" t-shirt. And I just went over to the mom, and I touched her on the small of her back. And I said, "I'm so happy you've acclimated so well." Good night, thank you.